I've brought you the first 7 of the 18 ways to be unstoppable in my last 2 videos. In part 1, I covered the first 3 ways. Always be learning, do what you said you would do, have some perspective. In part 2, we covered practicing patience, failing faster, saying no, and being authentic. Today, we're going to cover the next 4. So this is following your passion, done is better than perfect, making life a game, and living with humility. The first one I want to talk to you about is following your passion. I know it's a popular mantra and advice people are giving out, but I want to share some specific reasons why I'm recommending this to you. And whether or not you decide to take the advice, following your passion will depend basically on how you define success. If it's purely about money, then this wouldn't be the best advice. But if you're like most people, if they truly think about how they define success, money and accomplishments are a part of it. But why do they want those 2 things? Well, they want to feel fulfilled and they want a happy life. So when you think about it that way, making great money, doing something you love, is the ultimate potential to how to find more success. So something to watch out for, and this is what I'm going to tell you, something to watch out for is assuming that just because you're passionate about something, it's going to be easy. Expecting that something's going to be a piece of cake and will actually work against you if it turns out to be hard. And you're more likely to give up and move on to something else. And that's precisely what a Stanford research study found about following your passion. The other thing is that this study found that majority of successful businesses and innovations are born out of taking 2 different industries or areas and interests and combining them together. For me, it's business and fitness, and I combine them together. So with this in mind, it's important to keep your options open and to explore new passions and interests. So my other suggestion with passion is to understand your purpose or your why and how that relates to your passion. What I've observed and experienced is that when your passion gives you purpose by creating meaningful impact around people and the world around you, it creates resilience, it creates determination, and this wouldn't exist otherwise. So it becomes more about you, it becomes about everyone else and service. The next one I want to share with you is done is better than perfect. This is one of the top ways that people get in their way because it leads to inaction. This happens whenever you delay starting a business until you have the perfect website or videos, convincing yourself that all of your success hinges on these things. This happens every time you have a project that you delay launching or putting into the world because you felt like it just wasn't good enough to share. Let this be your new mantra. Good enough will get me there. Remember that when it comes to perfection, that it's really pointing back on you, your own insecurity about what other people think about you. It's a fear that if you release or launch something that's less than perfect, that people will make assumptions about you or that you aren't good enough at what you do. This is an area for you to work on overcoming within yourself. It's your own inner critic. So always remember that the good enough video is better than the video you never posted. That book that is good enough was better than the one you never published. So good enough is definitely better than perfect. The next one is make life a game. There is a reason why some of the largest corporations in the world are spending millions to gamify their learning and development. When we play games, it taps into our natural desire for competition, achievement, mastery, and forward momentum. Our growth and advancement may not always be tangible on a day-to-day basis, but when it becomes a game, it allows you to be more readily see your forward momentum, and in itself, that is motivating. When you make something a game, that means you're having fun. And this is when you're able to access your most creativity. You're also more inclined to work harder if you're enjoying what you're actually doing. So ask yourself, especially with those tasks that are the most boring and the least fun that you're currently doing, how can I make this a game? Whether it's like, I'm going to get this done in the next 1 to 2 songs, or setting a Pomodoro timer and, writing your blog out in 25 minutes, whatever it is, just make it a game. Or it could be don't break the chain, as like Jerry Seinfeld did, and every single day he wrote his jokes. Maybe it's every single day you must make 1 sale. Like, not breaking the chain makes that a game. So the possibilities are endless. You just have to take the time and create something for yourself. And another great idea, especially when it comes to growing your business, is to play the no game. And that's when you basically make it your goal to get a certain amount of no's every single day, or a certain amount of no's every single week. Because we know that sales is just enough no's gets you to a yes. So maybe it's like, I'm going to get 10 no's today. And you know, essentially every single 4 no's, you get 1 yes. So that means you're going to get 2 sales each day. But it's the no game. It's like, I'm going to get 100 no's this week. And it's up on the whiteboard and you're going 1 no, 2 no's. And it's a game to see how many no's you can get. It stops you from feeling disappointed or deflated from you not making the sales. And you got to give some structure to gamify your own life and business. Make a list of the challenges, areas of your life that you need improvement, and the biggest goals and the milestones, give them points. You can start writing them points down. So what I like to do is, the bigger the task or the harder the task, I give it more points. Or the easier the task or more I enjoy the task, I give it less points. And my goal is to get to 10 points every single day. I know I can't just do the things I love to do to get to the 10 points. So I have to do those, as Brian Tracy would say, like eat the frog. I know I have to do those big tasks that I put off to actually get to my 10 points a day to win the day. So have a think about that. How can you gamify your day to make sure you get the tasks that sometimes you put off done? But you also want to give yourself rewards. Give yourself incentives when you get in a certain amount of points. Maybe if you get to 70 points a week, this is when you go get yourself a massage or you go out to a gold class at the movies. I'm not sure how you reward yourself, but every quarter, maybe that's your goal. You have to get to 800 points a quarter. If you do that, your business, the outcome will take care of itself. You'll grow by 100K or 200K, but the process, the points, the daily winning the game, that's what you have to find in the fun. So let's try and play a game with our business and you're going to watch yourself excel. The last one for today is to live with humility. Believe it or not, there is research out there on humility, and scientists set out to discover if there was actually benefits to being humble. What the research shows is that people who are more humble are actually more secure with themselves, secure with their identity and their skill sets, and they simply aren't out to prove anything to other people. What they learned is individuals who show humility have a constant desire to learn and improve, and they know that there's always growth edge for them to discover, and they're constantly pushing the boundaries. Those who are arrogant or the opposite end of the spectrum think they know everything and they think they know best. And as a result of this, they stay in the same place, not growing and not advancing. As leaders, those that are humble don't see success as inevitable or owed to them. They're not entitled. They understand they must continue and be determined to work hard and show up every single day. So that's my 4 steps to being unstoppable today. Join me next week for the next 4 on the 18 parts to being unstoppable.